It feels like we've been talking about how GLP-1s have been disrupting almost every industry. And I feel like the knee-jerk reaction was that, oh, this is going to be bad for gyms and athletic clubs because people are losing weight through medication. What has been the actual effect that you've seen on your business?
Yeah, for our business, as I've said repeatedly, we have not seen a singular impact anything. We're not seeing any slowdown in the demand. More of our clubs are experiencing to the level of traffic that we are working on ways to put them on wait list. We are not seeing any impact from that. And furthermore, as I have mentioned repeatedly, this particular drug, which is here to stay, I think there's enough muscle behind it. And it actually does work for people to get them a kickstart in losing weight. But it does suppresses the appetite, and therefore you lose muscle mass as well as your weight. And then in order to combat, so you have a long-term benefit from this, you definitely need to mix that with weight-bearing exercise. So I believe this is good for all health clubs across the country. It's not bad. And then in addition, companies like ours and some of the other high-end groups who have the capability bringing in the experts and provide these services as well, it creates an additional opportunity, but it's definitely no detriment whatsoever.
Interesting. So no impact, no detriment, no slowdown. But I hear what you're saying on maybe there's two phases here. First, you lose weight, then you go back to the gym and you sort of rebuild all that muscle that you might have lost while taking the medication. Have you brought that message to the masses? I mean, how do you advertise and try to capitalize on that?
Well, we only advertise when we need to advertise. Again, as I mentioned to you, our business is such a strength right now that we don't really spend any money on any promotion or any advertising at all. The customer that goes and spends the kind of money on these drugs and obviously cares about their vanity, and they have the means to spend the money on that. If they're doing that, they also seek professional advice for other types of services that would help them look good. Lifetime provides all of those things. So it actually is the combination of what Lifetime provides and what these drugs give the people the kickstart to sort of come in. There's some of the people would just feel uncomfortable going to a more modern, more high-end athletic country club if they feel sort of self-conscious about their weight. So this allows them to sort of get that kickstart, and then they absolutely need the professional help to make sure that they can maintain a healthy weight going forward.
So like you said, you advertise when you need to. It sounds like you don't need to right now. You mentioned wait lists, for example. What does your wait list look like right now, the average wait list across, of course, the US and Canada, and how does that compare to maybe past years?
Yeah, so this is, look, we basically had been in recovery mode since we were shut down and maintained shut down and restricted till like April of 2022. So it's just about 2 years since other operators and us have had a clean slate to run our business the way we want to. And the health club business will take 2 to 3 years of ramping. So it takes that long for you to ramp your clubs to that level that they give you the full benefit. So we had to re-ramp all of our facilities over the last 2-3 years. That has happened. We have readjusted the business over the past 4 years. We thought about all the different things that would have to be done differently after this whole thing is settled down. We were 4 or 5 years ahead of it. We added significant amount of programming, small group training. We added pickleball. We added program for elderly, and all of those things collectively has positioned Lifetime on a high demand. Therefore, we don't spend hardly any money in marketing or advertising. Less than 1.5% of our total revenue is spent in entire branding, marketing, everything, and zero promotions. So that has allowed certain clubs in our group get to a level of traffic to give the customer the experience we want. We basically are regulating how many more people can come in. And right now, frankly, we have more clubs that they are in that status. They really need to get into this. But the team members in the club need to learn how to handle that, the process of people getting on a wait list and then getting contacted to making sure they're treated correctly while they're on the wait list, and we can onboard them correctly. All of that is just really a function of rolling it out in all the facilities that are really experiencing the traffic levels that
Right.
justifies to go to the wait list.
Well, against that backdrop of high demand, have you considered raising your prices?
Yeah, so we have raised prices over the last 4 or 5 years, and so basically to adjust the experience. So we're not into raising prices, and this can be misunderstood by particularly the business community, is just to keep raising prices. That's not the right answer. The right answer is to deliver the best experience for the customer, have very, very high NPS. They love their experience. What we did do is we offered significant more programming and bundled all of that into one price. Easier for customer to pay that one subscription, but get all these extra benefits that they were before paying a la carte. And all of those things, when you look at visits per visit, the price per visit over the last 5 years in lifetime has risen less than the accumulated inflation.
Right.
It's actually the number of the people, the members are using the club almost 1.5 times as much per month as they were using before. So they're seeing the value, and because they're seeing the value, therefore, hence the wait list.
So I want to take this conversation to the stock market, because I take a look at your shares of Lifetime and they're down about 27% over the past year. Is that an overhang from COVID, or what is the market missing about your message and the fundamentals of your business?
Yeah, I think most commonly what I hear is that to EBITDA has to be under 3. Ours is clearly on the path to be under 3 by end of the year. We have come down after COVID from 9 times to just over 3. It'll be just under 3 by the time the year's over. That's one overhang. We have large amount of our stock held by myself and our private equity partners. So actually the float is pretty small. But yes, we are doing $200 million more in EBITDA the last 12 months, trailing 12 months right now, than it was last year, and the stock is down 20%. It makes no sense, but you know what? You run the company for the good of the company is strong. I am proud of my team. Everything's going phenomenally well. The stock price will take care of itself. It's gonna adjust in time.